Hey, Shaun, 3 games into playing outside corner. Some balls have been caught on you. You've had some solid moments as well. Could you just evaluate yourself after 3 games?
Really just keep on getting better. That's all I care about right now. Me getting better, and then this team is getting better. As a team, we gotta focus on penalties, tackling. That's sometimes on the defense side of the ball, offensive side of the ball is penalties. But right now, all I care about is just the team getting better, and we just keep on getting better and progress.
Sometimes wide receivers are going to catch balls. I mean,
So
they
yeah,
make
that
plays too,
happens.
just like you
Yeah.
guys do. But I mean, when those happen, what happened with Penn State, what happened against Rutgers, when you're talking to Coach Combs about it, when you're going over it in film, I guess what's the conversation when those types of plays do happen?
Just things I could work on. Things I could get better at. As playing the ball in the air, because I feel like most of the chance I'll be in a position just playing the ball in the air. But like you said, you're gonna get caught on. The greatest got caught on, so it happens. You got to snap and clear and play the next play. But really, all I care about is just winning. So.
All right, we'll go next to Joey Kaufman from the Columbus Dispatch. Joey.
Shaun, when you were making the transition from slot to outside corner this offseason, what were some of the things you did to help yourself kind of learn the position? Just what kind of have you found to be the biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge is probably the distance from the ball. Everything is definitely farther, especially from that field side. But really what I've been doing, I've just been going back from last year, watching Jeff and Damien, and just trying to take some things that they did last year to this year. And that's really, I still learn from Coach Combs, learn from even seven people that have been playing outside corner more than me. So just taking it day by day and just keep on learning and progressing.
You mentioned the length of you're further away. Does that kind of, I guess, result in the balls in the air longer than?
Yeah, the ball is definitely air longer. In the boundary, the ball come out a little bit quicker, and it's a closer throw. But like in a slot, it always was a closer throw because you're closer, unless it's a high fade. So, but really, just learning every day. At the end of the day, that's all. That's why I came back, is to learn and get better.
Thanks, Shaun.
All right, we'll go next to Bill Landis from The Athletic. Bill.
Hey, Shaun, could you just walk me through your thought process, I guess, when the ball's in the air and you are in good position, how you decide, whether or not you might try to go for an interception or just try to play through the ball and make sure you get a PBU?
So these last games, I've definitely been trying to go for an interception, but I've been watching my film, just watching myself. Sometimes I just need to go for the PBU, just break the ball up, and that's what I've been noticing. Sometimes I just feel like I've been trying to go for the interceptions too much sometimes, but that's what happens when you sometimes I get greedy. But at the end of the day, really, it's just my body position and how I jump my body when I'm jump. Sometimes I'm jumping back, so learning how to jumping into the guy instead of jumping back for the ball. So just getting better and working at it.
Thanks.
We'll go next to Doug Lamarice, Cleveland.com. Doug.
Shaun, I feel like we're kind of all asking you the same questions here, but I think what we're trying to get at is a high-level player. How are you evaluating yourself? Like I think we're trying to get in the film room with you a little bit. So I just wanted to ask you about, I think it was a touchdown to the tight end against Rutgers. It looked like you were there with him. Maybe he kind of wound up in your area. That play, I think it's a little bit what you're talking about, ball in the air, how you play it. Could you just tell us how you evaluated yourself on that play? Because we're trying to evaluate it here from the outside, but you're the expert. Like what was that play like, and what did you maybe learn from that play, or what did you do well or not do well on that specific play?
So with that play, I could have just broke the ball up because I was there. But if you see when I jump, I faded back. When I jumped, I went back. Like my body took me back instead of jumping kind of into the player. We would both fight over the ball. Like we both kind of had the ball, and he was a tight end. So tight ends are stronger than DB. So eventually they're going to probably take the ball away from me. But I still jump back. If I jump into him, it distracts him. I hit him. We both made body contact. We didn't make no body contact. We both just had like hand contact on the ball. So instead of jumping back, jumping into the play.
And so that's one of those things. You're a high-level player, but you're seeing things from yourself of, hey, this is something that I can work on next time I'm out there. Maybe I'll adjust and do something a little different.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, all corners have something to work on, from the Jalen Ramseys to the Marshons to everybody. Everybody still has something to work on. You're never perfect at corner, and that's just impossible. So.
Thank you, Shaun.
All right, we'll go next to Austin Ward from Leonard Monroe. Austin.
Shaun, I know you just talked about this, how much you want to learn and that you're trying to get better every week. Have any of these plays in the last couple of weeks, have you been disappointed in yourself as your confidence
flagged at all? Like, what has been the mental way that you've handled it the last couple weeks?
More disappointment, no lack of confidence. You're gonna be disappointed when you want to be great. So at the end of the day, I'm always gonna be disappointed. Even when I have a good game, I'm gonna know one play that y'all probably don't see that I know that I could have done better at. So all that, I just want to get better, and that's all I care about. Me getting better and this team getting better.
Thanks, Shaun.
All righty, next up, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors. Dan.
You mentioned that all you care about is wins, but is it hard when you came back for this year to play outside cornerback to not think about how you're being evaluated game in and game out?
No, because I evaluate myself. My coaches evaluate me, so they tell me the real. I tell myself the real. I'm not gonna be faking myself. So, yeah, it's really not hard to just, because at the end of the day, you just want to win. So if I play bad and we win a natty, I'm gonna be happy because we won the natty. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I am. I was my whole life. Like I wasn't my whole life. I never was like the superstar of a team. So.
Is there anything about playing this outside cornerback role for 3 games that's maybe surprised you at all, that maybe has been a little tougher than you thought?
Yeah, there's been some surprises. Just like I said, the vision part. Not being in the box, not making so many tackles. Because last year I feel like I was in the box taking on blocks more. So that's another thing that's definitely different. But just really just trying to get better. That's all.
Thanks, Shaun.
All right, got time for just a couple more. We'll go to Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch. Bill.
Hey, Shaun, what are your memories of 2 years ago against Maryland? Obviously, giving up 51 points was the low point of the defense. What do you remember walking off the field that day, and what are your impressions of Maryland now?
That day, I remember that game. We had a bad game on the defensive side of the ball, missing tackles, not crack replacing. They's a very scrappy team. Nice little stadium. Well, that was back then when COVID was around, but they had a nice little stadium, nice little atmosphere. But now this Maryland team looks legit in my opinion. They got a great quarterback with Tua's little brother. Got 5 outstanding receivers on the outside, and they definitely get the yard after catch. They get a lot of it. So that's what we got to make sure we tackle if they do catch the ball. So really, we just got to take practice by practice, because they're gonna do what they do. We gotta do what they do. And then when we meet, the talent's gonna equate, and we gotta go what we do in practice. So.
I mean, you approach every opponent with a lot of respect, I know, but are you looking at these guys like, hey, these guys are really legit. We better absolutely be on our A game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I talked to Coach Combs. I talked to Seven, Proc, Cook, mostly all the DBs. We definitely have to be on our A game, because they definitely could put points on the board and things like that. So we definitely have to be on our A game. Even on the opposite side of the ball, we have to be on the A game. So.
All right. Thanks, Shaun.
All right, next up, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan.
Shaun, you mentioned their quarterback play, and I'm just wondering, in your time here at Ohio State, how have you seen the threat of opposing quarterbacks kind of grow across the opponents you're seeing in the Big Ten?
Oh yeah, definitely. The threat of opponents and the threat of quarterbacks in the Big Ten has grown. Even when I watched Northwestern a little bit the other day, their quarterbacks look. I don't know what his name is, but their quarterbacks look good. I feel like everybody in the Big Ten quarterbacks has definitely upgraded, even with ours with adding Justin. So with Tua's brother, he's definitely a dog. He's not that tall, but if you get out of pocket, he's dangerous. He's very dangerous, and he could definitely run and scramble. So.
All right, and got time for just 2 more questions. We'll go to Tim May first. Tim.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. How would you define, Shaun, a trick play? What is a trick play in your book? Is there any such thing as a trick play for a defense which actually has been caught napping, or whatever you want to call it? Just how do you define it, and what have you guys kind of straightened out this week that kind of maybe went wrong last week against those things?
Really, last week we knew they was going to do a lot of trick plays. The first 2 games, they did 8 trick plays in the first 2 games. So we know with us playing Coach Shiano, he was going to bring a lot of trick plays just to put points on the board. First half, we was beating them 35-3. So we definitely knew that second half they was going to come out with everything they had. So they definitely did the lineman throwback and the fake punt, the punt throwback. It was crazy. But my definition of the trick, I really don't have a definition of a trick play. Trick play in my book is just a trick play. Something that gets your eyes somewhere where they're not supposed to be. So They definitely done that, and they did very well. So.
Thank you, man.
All right, we'll wrap it up today with Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row. Spencer.
Shaun, when you guys would go against a quarterback like Talia that can get out of the pocket and makes a lot of plays in the scramble drill, how hard is it to practice a scramble drill, and how hard is it to stay disciplined in a scramble drill?
It's hard. It's hard, but in practice, when the linemen tag off, they continue to play where they treat it as a scramble drill, even though they did get the sack. So at the end of the day, we do practice it. You just got to plaster to your man and who you got, because from what I've seen, that they got a lot of big plays out of that, and we just have to do that. Keep him in the pocket. If we keep him in the pocket, I know that's gonna work, and just take it day by practice every day for real.
All right, thank you very